now I'm 99.9% raw. Even though I haven't had meat, fish, chicken, or dairy in 39 years, I still cleanse and detoxify my body a minimum of 4 times a year. Never less, sometimes more. So there's one in May. You're not ready for May? Do July. You're not ready for July? Do September. You're not ready for September? Do November. And don't worry about Thanksgiving, because we'll have stuff for you. Don't worry whenever it hits you. Just do it. That's the real secret to life. That's the holy grail. Detoxing and cleansing the body a minimum of 4 times a year. That's it. I have no judgment of anything that goes in your life. You are all in perfection at every moment and every time. And once you believe that and realize that, then you start to love yourself, and then the things start to fall away, whatever it is that isn't assisting you. And because I love myself so much, I give myself the very best that I can every moment of every day. Of course, I fall here and there. I'm far from perfect, but it's always in my brain that this is the best, give it the best. You take care of this, and there's a domino effect. Everything else falls into place. I swear, I promise. There's no argument. I'm telling you, you do it, maybe not overnight, but every single thing in your life will fall into place. So once again, that's what this space is all about. It's helping you find your best place to make the changes that are necessary for you in your life.
My name is Ann, and I've been with this wonderful woman for almost more than a year now. I've done Detox for every other month. I am an insulin-dependent diabetic. I have a pump that I wear every day. And I want you to know this detox has been the most incredible. My insulin usage is down by more than 75%.
I used to sit in my car, and I'd open the door, and I'd lift my leg out, and hold the door, and then lift my leg out, and push myself up, because I had such bad arthritis. And 2 weeks in the program, gone. My father-in-law that she talks about, his leg was swollen. I was on medication for 6 months. Kept on being swollen. He had doctors give him whatever they gave him, and came, and within 2 weeks, normal.
My total cholesterol went from 227 to 170. Wow. My bad cholesterol went from 149 to 106. Wow. I've trained for marathons, century rides, 3-day walks. I've never had that kind of response for cholesterol.
In March of 2001, I had a heart pump, and they told me I wouldn't make it to a heart transplant. So I had a pump put in. It was put into my chest cavity and sat on top of my intestines, so all the insides were messed up. In April, I had a transplant, so they opened me up twice. On a lot of antibiotics, a lot of prednisone. So my body was just a yeast factory. They would tell me. What they ask you is, do you have any rashes? Well, hell yes, I got rashes. My back, everything is itching. They don't tell you this, and they know. They know all about this. Consequently, I didn't tell them about this program. I'm taking a chance, but I trust in God I'm doing the right thing. Had prostate cancer after the transplant. I'm diabetic. Prostate cancer is in check. I've lost about 40 pounds.
All right.
That started in December of last year. 16 pounds with the program. But my insulin is down 60%.
All right.
No blood pressure medication. No diuretic. Hoping to get rid of insulin.
All right.
So the program has been beautiful, all kind of energy.
All right.
And I plan on doing it again.
What I've noticed, just like, well, first when I became vegan 9 months ago, my body changed, and I remember you talking about that in class, how like you'll notice it in like your stomach and stuff like that, and I definitely noticed that. And then when going raw, I've already lost like 8 pounds, and not like I came here to lose weight. I basically came here to learn more about nutrition, but it just kind of happened. I felt a lot more balanced in the last few weeks and a lot happier. Like, I'm usually pretty stressed out at work, and I haven't been. I've been just very even, so grateful for that.
I've been married for 18 years, and I've been getting kicked at night about 3 or 4 times at night for snoring. And I noticed about a week ago that I haven't been kicked in 3 weeks. So ever since we started this, my snoring has stopped.
My daughter's been off dairy now since January. She's 2 years old. We've been vegetarian for a while. She's on Rejuvelac mixed with apple juice. And everyone in playgroup got sick, except for her. Everyone.
So I tried it out, and then I felt good after that first week. I started noticing my skin started clearing up, and then I started losing weight. In total, I lost about 15 pounds, which I was just going for the blood pressure to come down, and then I also noticed that everything was greener, sharper in my eyes, and my brain, my thinking was a lot clearer.
When I first started my very first detox, I was taking allergy medication every day, and also prescription and supplementing it with over-the-counter stuff in the fall and in the spring, and I was also taking asthma medication every day, and I stopped all of that.
Nobody told me about detoxing. No doctors. I've had MRIs, then I had terrible problems in the right side of my colon. I spent a fortune. I had CAT scans, MRIs, colonoscopies, everything. The tests all came back, you're normal, there's no problem. In the meantime, I was doubled over with pain, and when I would eat, I would actually get a distension that would pop out, and it was like a knife sticking in me. So then years went by, and here I am. I found myself coming here very happily, very voluntarily, and within 2 weeks, this pain completely went away. The distension went away. When I would eat, it always would pop out. And the best part was, I shared last week, going to a wedding. I can now stand on my toes. I could not do that before. I could not walk in my bare feet. I couldn't wear shoes because the pain in my foot was so bad. I went to an orthopedic guy. They did x-rays on it. They didn't know what to do next. So they said, oh, maybe it's your bunion. Maybe we'll have to do surgery. Those were the options. After 2 weeks, there is no pain.
I've tried other detoxes and stuff over the years, and I'm a skeptic because everybody's got the idea of what you should do and what you shouldn't do. Right? And what resonated with me when I first came here is you weren't that adamant about anything you should or shouldn't do. What I heard that first time was to allow my body the opportunity to get good and clean one good time, and then to learn to pay attention to it and listen to it from that point forward. And that's what really stuck with me.
I haven't had alcohol, I haven't had caffeine, I haven't had, the meat or the dairy and stuff like this, and thank God I feel good, and but most of it I will get out of this class is there's a lot of grace. Whether, like she says, whether I get this much, maybe I didn't do the enemas correctly, maybe I didn't eat this green correctly or whatever, but it's all, next time I will learn something else. There's such a grace. It's not like if you don't do this, you're done, you didn't do it right.
First of all, this has been life-changing for me. And I mean, to think that I could be off meat and dairy for like the 21 days is like a miracle for me. So that was a miracle. I've lost 13 pounds.
Eating raw food has changed my life. From the very beginning, from the very first detox class, I've lost maybe 85 pounds.
My glucose level has dropped from 188 to 70.
Wow.
I've lost 15 pounds.
I've lost 30 pounds. Well, I've released 30 pounds because if you lose something, you have to find it again. I don't want to find it.
The first 2 weeks I lost 16 pounds, and I'm still going. And I feel better. My back isn't bothering me. I'm lighter on my feet.
The first time I lost 18 pounds and felt great. And had like a honeymoon period throughout the whole thing this time, and I didn't gain any of that weight back.
The most immediate thing, I have lost 25 pounds.
I also weighed myself this morning, I lost 15 pounds.
The first week I literally lost 8 pounds already.
When I went through the first class, I lost 15 pounds of hand size, neck size, 80 cholesterol points.
So this time around again, did lose 20 pounds, and these were my skinny pants.
But I did lose 12 pounds, and I got over these belts because they're all in the last hole, and it's still not holding my pants up.
I've been saying I wanted to lose weight. I've lost 16 pounds.
My skin cleared up. I lost 7 pounds.
I've gotten rid of 10 pounds of junk, and I've gained confidence and clarity. And also I feel that I can take on the world without forgetting to take care of myself. So many miracles here.
I've quit Diet Coke. I drank it for 30 years, I think. I mean, since I was 12, and I did a fast for 5 days. I couldn't have done that 2 months ago, let alone, 3 years ago, 6 years. I mean, I just never had the fortitude or thought I had the courage to do it. So it's just, and that's just the tip of the iceberg for me. So there's just everything, every day. It's been a blessing here, and I'm just so grateful.
You mentioned earlier about feeling empowered, and I feel so in control of my health and what I put in. And I view this really as a life-changing event, and I didn't think there were many more life-changing events in my life.
I guess this business about empowerment, I mean, this feeling of like, oh, I'm not resigned to just like kind of this sort of a slope. Yeah, this sort of a slope. I mean, that's not necessarily how it has to go. So I'm very encouraged about that. Thank you.
So my thing that I sought out in this is to have self-discipline and empowerment. And I got it. I had a couple of really great moments in the last 3 weeks where I felt like I cleared things up with work, my personal relationship, with my own self-confidence, and I was able to gear in with my own idea about what limits me.
Sometimes during the fast, you get that glimpse of you're like in a totally different dimension. You feel that you are more than your body. You feel that you are a spiritual being, and there's things going on. And when you get that high, you hook. You want that high.
The first day of my fast is when everything just kind of came all of a sudden. I got the energy, the skin just really started glowing. I was talking to someone, and I just kept going and going and going. And I didn't hardly need any sleep. I still don't.
On my 4th day of fasting, I was very intuitive and very peaceful. And I got on the L, and while I was on the L, they said, we're going to be delayed. Well, I just, oh, that's cool. Even though I had an appointment to keep.
Ever since I started this, I have just really, my attitude has shifted so much. I have not felt that negativity. I felt so much more hope and so much less anger. Like I'm driving too, and I'm like, oh, somebody honks, I'm like, you need an enema.
I have been on 10 exponentially. I mean, everybody in my office is like, what is, like you said, crack. Raw food is crack to me. I love my life right now. I love the space that I'm in. I love the energy that I have. I love the body that I'm in. I love me. And I thank you, Karen.
Everyone was getting so stressed out, and I thought I was gonna freak out, but I was just kind of going with the flow, kind of being myself. And I mean, 4 separate people at 4 different times kept saying to me, "What are you on? What are you on?" And then I would just be like, "I'm all raw." And they thought I was making a sexual joke, like a personality joke, and they're like, "What?" I'm like, and then I just walked away, and nobody knew what I was talking about. But it was pretty cool. I'm a musician, and this weekend I had a ton of gigs, and I sailed through them. And usually they're totally stressful, and I just sailed through them. And one of my musicians said, "Wow, you did such a good job this weekend." I'm like, I did. I did. And normally I'm like, oh really? Oh, you think? And I did. And I feel good, and I feel calm.
I've been able to go to barbecues and buffets and out to dinners and all this stuff and didn't touch a thing. So that's my miracle. I've been able to be more disciplined, not only in just this, but in everything that I do.
I do want to attest to the fact that the group experience is powerful, that I come in here just to be rejuvenated, just to be reminded of what I need to do.
But it's just so amazing to see everybody and to hear it, and I totally believe it. I mean, I just totally believe it all, and you are such an inspiration. You're amazing, and so I'm ready to get back on the track.
I really think that the key is coming back. You have to come back. You have to hear this support, because he said to me, he said, when we first started coming, he said, well, why do you come back, even though he's been on it with me? And I said, you just have to come back because you have to stay on the program. And it has really changed my life. It has changed our lives, and I will just be here till I don't know, I used to say the cows come home, but I don't want to talk about that.
Hi everybody, Happy New Year. I'm Bill Campbell and welcome to the first Chicagoing of 2008. And as I've done for the past 8 years, I'm really happy to welcome back to Chicagoing Karen Calabrese, creator of Karen's Raw and the guru of, well, just healthy eating, changed so many lives. Every New Year we have you back on the very first show, and I'm so happy you can come this year.
Thank you so much, Bill. Thank you so much. I mean, this is so important to me. It's a tradition for us now, right? 8 years.
8 years, 2000.
Wow.
That's when my life changed because of what you share with the world, which is about alternative ways of eating.
Living, changing your lifestyle. What it's really all about is making lifestyle changes. People really think that dieting or giving up this and giving up that is going to make a particular difference in your life. And the reality is that we've had tapes playing in our bodies for years and years and years, and you just can't go, ugh, and turn them off like that and expect them to stay. So what I do at my place, I offer many, many ways for people to find a way to make lifestyle changes. You can dip your little toe in and try a little bit here and there, or you can jump in full body, so to speak, and change your life.
And in that spectrum, people really can find a comfortable place to come in and shift one thing and change their life.
Absolutely, and one of the things that I like to stress, because people that know me know that I've been doing this for 38 years now. I don't eat meat, fish, chicken, or dairy. I don't drink, smoke, or do drugs, blah, 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 and they think, well, oh, wow, I can
what
never
does she do? Because,
yeah,
I mean, what are you doing?
Yeah, but, I didn't come to this point overnight. I didn't go from A to Z overnight. It has been a process in my life, too, and I'm still changing. So what I tell people, there's no right or wrong or good or bad, because when you start making judgments on yourself and you fail, then you got to punish yourself and you continue in the same route you're in.
And the key word is judgments of ourselves.
That's right.
We don't need to do that. You've got a class coming up in 3 days that can start the ball for folks.
It's called detoxing, and it's kind of a buzzword now. So many people teach it and do it around the country. I think I was one of the first ones to do it. We've been doing it for over 25, 30 years now. And it's so powerful. And I do say to people, you don't have to come and do my program. There are many roads to the top of the mountain. You need to find someone that you're comfortable with, that resonates what they're saying, what they're teaching, and then that's where you go. But of course, I'd love for everybody to come to my class, because I have a lot of experience. I've been doing it for years and years and years. And it's fun to do in a group situation. But even if you don't do a group, there are books out there, there's tapes.
And you've got so many resources available at Karen's, which is at 1901
North Halsted, with a free parking lot.
Yeah, and people can go online to Karen, K-A-R-Y-N,
Karen Raw, KARYNRAW.com.
Or call 312-255-1590 to get more information. The class starts this Wednesday.
Well, we've been doing this so long we can finish each other's sentences.
It's great though, because as I've said, I like to share with people positive things that are happening, and when you can share something that has had a positive impact on your life and your health.
Bill, the reason that I do this is because it works for me. I didn't come to where I am overnight, like I said, and all the women in my family died overweight and very young. My mom at 46, my grandmother at 50, and people like to look at me and go, oh, it's her gene pool, or she's a woman of color, and blah, blah, blah. No, it has to do with the internal environment that I work at on a daily basis. Now, it doesn't mean everybody has to work at it on a daily basis if you're not ready.
And we're going to talk with 4 folks who have done it, can share how the impact has really changed and really brought success to their lives. We're going to do that with Karen Calabrese when Chicagoing continues with the New Year, New You, right after these messages. Don't go away. Welcome back to Chicagoing, where today we are talking about a new year and new you with Karen Calabrese. And Karen, we were talking about how important detoxing is.
Yeah, it's the true buzzword of longevity, vitality, rejuvenation. It isn't necessarily being a raw foodist, a vegetarian, a vegan. It's clearing away the poisons and the toxins. And wherever your body was ready to go for healing, that's where it goes. And so we meet once a week for 30 short days. You know, that's my buzzword, 30 short days. And
beginning this Wednesday.
Oh yes, we have a class beginning this Wednesday for the new year, for those looking to make some major changes in their life. People come, I have a morning class or an evening class, they can interchange them, and I set out an optimal and a conservative, and people choose where they want to go. But here's the good news, Bill. Everybody gets results. Yeah. And you want to know why? Cause and effect. There's no way not to.
Right. You do something small, or large, or anywhere in between.
Whatever, you're going to get results.
Well, I'm happy to welcome to Chicago Francis Salas and Bonnie Sherry. And both of you have done the class and have had experiences that are really kind of neat to hear. And Bonnie, let me ask you, what was your experience and how did Karen's detox program change your life?
Well, I had gone to Karen's detox program in January of this past year, and I had never heard of detox, never heard of raw food, never heard of colonics before. But I did everything that she said to do for the whole month of January. I lost over 17 pounds in 1 month, and I felt wonderful. I just felt like a different person.
And it's really changed your whole relationship with food.
It has. And I love to eat. I do. And with raw food, you can eat really as much as you want and you're not hungry. Right. But with regular food, you really have to watch, and I've been on many diets before. You have to watch what you eat, you know, count your calories. But with raw food, I'm eating constantly all day long. And it's all healthy food.
Your body is rewarding you.
Well, one of the things I teach is I always have people hold up their fist and look at it so that they realize the size of this is the size of your stomach. It isn't this whole area to fill up 3-4 times a day. It's the size of whatever your fist is. And when you eat whole live foods, your body can use everything. So you can eat and eat. You don't count calories. You can eat desserts. Remember when I had Memory on that time and she had lost 100 pounds in 9 months? Well, she was eating primarily desserts, but raw. So, you know, your body can utilize it.
How about you, Francis? What was your experience?
My experience was fabulous. I mean, I started it off in last March, and it was initially for weight loss. You know, everybody wants to lose weight. So it came with weight loss, it came with energy, clarity, so many great benefits just from...
You said you were having a hard time getting up in the mornings?
Yeah, back pains, I couldn't get up in the morning. You wake up and you're ready to go. You don't need that cup of coffee to kind of boost you. You're already there. It's just amazing.
And one of the things you share, Karen, is like, you know, you wouldn't put water in your automobile or something that doesn't really efficiently
Right, it's not the, if you put the improper fuel in your car, it may continue to run for a little bit, but eventually it's going to shut down. And it's the same thing with our bodies. It can take so much. You have 1 trillion cells, you know, and it keeps chugging along. No matter what you do to it, it does its best, but it pops out symptoms. And that's what happens when people come to the detox class. They come with everything, and I'm not making claims that I can cure anything. That's not what we do there. What we do is we help your body do what it needs to do to heal itself, because we're self-regenerating organisms. You get new cells every 7 years. You get new tissue every 3 months. So if you start to give the body the fuel that it's intended to have, then it's going to find its own balance. So you don't have to have, you know, charts and things to figure out what you're supposed to drink, when you're supposed to eat. We're animals. We're instinctual. We really know what to do. We've just forgotten.
And we give ourselves a chance, and really cool things.
And that's what the detox does. It helps you find your own best place. Not my best place, not what I think you should do or what you should eat or be. I make recommendations for the 30 days. You do, and here's the deal, Bill. Everybody does their version of what I say. Some people do it 100%, some people do it 90, 80, 70, and everybody gets results. So this tells me that there's one disease, a toxic body.
Wow. Well, we're going to talk more about that. Francis, Bonnie, thank you for being on the show. Folks, don't go away. We're going to be back with more New Year and the New You right after this. Welcome back to Chicago, where we're talking about a new year, a new you with Karen Calabrese, and I'm happy to welcome to this segment Jessica Snyder and John Vernon. These are two of your students, two more of your students.
They come in all shapes, sizes, with all kinds of challenges. People come from all walks of life, and everybody gets results. And that's the beauty of the process. Everyone gets results. If you just spend 30 short days of giving the body something different, the right fuel, you're going to see results.
Well, one of the things that I have noticed, and I've done the cleanse since we first did the show,
and you
2000.
haven't changed. If people have been watching for the past 8 years, you look the same.
But I'm different. You know?
Oh yes, I'm saying physically.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't look any older. You don't look 8 years older. Okay, that's what I meant.
And what I have found, it's totally changed my relationship with food, and it's so empowering.
Yeah.
And that's what I was going to ask you, Jessica. What has been the experience that you've had,
well,
which has been
has
powerful?
definitely changed my relationship with food. I have a history of eating disorders for 16 years, bulimia. And I searched and searched of a way to find that I wouldn't have those eating disorders, and I medicated myself in other ways, and finally I found Karen. And I did her detox program, and it led me to a place of balance and homeostasis within my body where those actual addiction tendencies were relieved. And it came naturally. And just by eating the right foods, the superfoods that she teaches you to eat, by detoxing your body and getting the bad things out and putting the good things in, your body actually knows what to do. You become conscious.
It takes from
you
there.
become
Hey,
conscious.
thanks, Jessica. or Bill, or John, or
exactly.
Karen. So, John, what was your experience? You were kind of in a lot of pain, I understand.
I had a lot of back pain, but you know, I have to say, when I first showed up and told all the things that I shouldn't be eating, I was, I wasn't quite sure if I could do this or not. But you know, as you start doing it, it's amazing. Your body doesn't crave those things anymore. So there was a lot of things that were changing in me that really made a big difference. And
so you had a hard time getting to the class initially?
Initially, yeah, I had a real stiff back. I mean, I had big disc problems. And most of it was worked out by the end of that first detox I did. It was amazing.
It's amazing.
So you see, we're talking about disc. We're talking about things that people regularly get operated on. And I'm not telling anybody not to have operations or do what they need to do. What I'm saying is, see what you can do on your own and see where your body will take you. Yeah. Or you can do it in addition to, but it's amazing, from back pains to carbuncles on feet, from fibromyalgia, headaches, constipation, diarrhea, you name it. People come in all states of challenges, and every single person gets results. So what does that tell you?
Well, your teacher was Ann Wigmore.
Yes, Dr. Wigmore.
Tell us a little bit how she has had
was
an
a
impact on your
phenomenal
life,
human
Karen.
being, and one of the reasons that I was able to follow her was because at 87 she could still do cartwheels. I'm 60. Yeah, 87 she could do cartwheels and was speaking all over the world. Well, I'm 60 years old and I'm still dancing with girls 22, 18, and 16.
You do ballet.
I do. I take a professional advanced ballet class at 60 years old. So when I saw somebody that could do cartwheels at 87 and I couldn't do them at 12, you know, I wanted to see what this lady was all about. But she's the one that founded Wheatgrass for us. She started the raw food movement in our time because there were the natural hygienists, but she really made it popular. She opened up an institute in Boston, and she had people from all walks of life with all types of challenges, primarily a lot of cancer people come. And they got results. And so when I met her, I was already a vegetarian, so I was a little ahead of the game in that respect, but I was still doing a lot of other things, you know, that weren't necessarily efficient for my body. And I learned about detoxing. And when I learned about detoxing, then I became a vegan, and then I became a raw foodist. So that's what I'm saying. I went through a process.
Speaking of stages, this Wednesday class begins.
There is a detox class, folks, if you want to get started.
Website is
KARYN, KarenRaw.com. But you don't have to come and do the detox. I would love for you to do it.
Check it out.
Come and check out the space. We have 7,500 square feet of wellness and health, books, classrooms, all kinds of stuff. And then I have a cooked vegan restaurant too. So there's
over on Wellston, Chicago.
738 North Wells. So there's so many ways. You don't have to be, it doesn't have to be written in stone, you know.
Right.
You just have to come in and see what.
Be open to the possibilities.
Be open to the possibilities.
Well,
that's
listen,
right.
I want you guys to stay with us. We're going to be back with more Chicagoing right after these messages. Don't go away. Welcome back to Chicago, and I'm joined by Karen Calabrese and friends. Karen, you know, one of the things we talked about detoxing and how powerful that has been for all of us here. But one of the things that's been so cool is that you have created a restaurant environment for both raw and non-raw and cooked. And how did you start doing that? What happened?
Well, I used to teach my clients. I started out by helping people to make the change, one-on-ones personally, and I would teach them how to make the food. Unfortunately, they'd go home and make it for 2 days and then they were done. So little by little, people would say, oh, Karen, when you make your food, would you make enough for me? Would you make enough for me? Which, by the way, I would like to introduce you to this year. We are starting Karen's at Home, because people are always asking me, can I take you home or can I move in with you? So we're starting a food program where you can get a week's worth of food, and you can get either the cooked vegan or the raw. You can pick up or delivery from the restaurant, and you can put yourself on your own program without having to stay in the kitchen all day, which, you know, isn't difficult or hard. I don't want anybody to think it's a difficult thing.
With today's life
with people being so busy and not having time, we will be having Karen's at Home now. So I'm very proud. Yeah, every year we're doing something new.
Something new. It's really, how has that been for you? Because you've been able to watch yourself grow. You've been able to watch.
Well, I started out making food in the greenhouse when I didn't even, they didn't even, yeah, in the back, I used to make food in my greenhouse in Evanston. Wow. And then I progressed to a restaurant on Lincoln Avenue, and now I have this beautiful 7,500 square foot with a free parking lot space at 1901 North Halstead.
Just south of Armitage, right?
Between North Avenue and Armitage, and we have this beautiful facility. We have a fine dining restaurant where you can get some of the finer foods.
Yeah, why don't you tell us what we've got?
Let me tell you real quick why we want to go raw. Okay, we want to go raw for the enzymes, and that's what this is all about. Taking enzymes, yeah. Some of us believe that every time you sit down to a cooked meal of food, even if it's really good, healthy food, your body has to use its store of enzymes to break these foods down. It isn't scary because we sell enzymes too that you can take with your foods if you're not ready to go this whole route. But you use up enzymes, and so this is what makes you older. This is what makes you tired, because your body's always working to break down all of this food. When you eat raw foods, there's no work. Your body just uses it, gets the fuel. When you finish this food, you're not all fat and tired and, you know, groggy and moving. So you're ready to go out and mow the lawn or clean the house or
shovel the snow.
Do whatever you want to do, you know. Oh, no, I can't say that, right? Anyway, but you get all of this energy after this food. It really is energy, fuel efficient food. So when people think of raw foods, they think of lettuce and tomato and cucumber. Salad. Well, you can't exist on salad. You need salt, fat, and sugar, which we're going to make today. We're going to use some salt, fat, and sugar, but not white table salt. We use Himalayan crystal salt, which actually adds minerals to the body. But what I brought today for you to eat, and my guest and the crew, we have ravioli. So people think, raviolis? How does she make raviolis raw? Well, and you can look at it and you can see it really looks like a little ravioli.
No pasta.
No pasta. It's made with turnips, and it's stuffed with a macadamia nut.
Sliced turnips.
Yep, sliced very thin, and there's a sun-dried tomato sauce on. This is a burrito, a bean burro, and what I love about that, that's going to be mine today, we put a sour cream on it that really tastes like sour cream. Then this is the pasta.
But not dairy.
No dairy. No, there's no meat, fish, chicken, or dairy. So some people who are just lactose intolerant like to eat in our restaurants because they're going to get all this delicious food. And folks, it doesn't have to be bland and boring.
Not at all.
That's why people get frightened by this food. It's got taste, you know, it's beautiful.
Some more pasta over
Pasta
there.
primavera, but the pasta is made with zucchini. Wow. Okay? And it's got a pine nut cream sauce on it, and the pine nuts have been dehydrated. This is my deep dish pizza. And it really looks like pizza. Everybody will be fighting over that one. And this is a little appetizer called dim sum, and it's made with seaweed. Let me pick one up. It's made with seaweed and avocado, and it's quite yummy too. That's my daughter's favorite. Every time she comes in town, I have to bring dim sum. Nikki likes the dim sum. We always have to have dim sum for her. And you know what? You find favorites. You don't necessarily come to this and love everything you like, although most people do. But just like when you eat in the other world, you don't love everything right away. So you have to kind of pick and choose and try.
Well, you've got so much. We've got 2 minutes left in the show.
Okay, and I want to show you how to make something real quick. This is pizza. Everybody loves pizza, but it's pizza without real cheese. It's our vegan pizza and our Jerry's pizza. That's my hubby. And that's our, that's a taco bowl. Unbelievable. It's fried, folks, but it's fried in olive oil, the only oil that doesn't become carcinogenic when heated. These are our ribs.
They look like the real deal.
This is that's a steak sandwich with a little fake cheese on it. And this is a jerk tofu wrap. So what we're going to make today real quick is we've got almonds that we have soaked, and all you need is a food processor at home with an S-blade on it. We're going to add some soaked almonds to it, okay, and I'm just going to throw those in. I'm going to add some onion. I'm going to add red pepper. And by the way, before I started all this, folks, I took my mushrooms, I put olive oil on them, and I put salt, and what that's going to do is it's going to cook the vegetables without cooking them. It's going to make them sweat and pull all the natural flavors out.
Some avocado?
I'm going to throw avocado. That's your fat. Remember, we need salt, fat, and sugar, so we're going to throw some avocado in. And garlic. I love garlic. I'm going to put some olive oil in, and then we'll blend this up, and because we're running out of time, we won't blend it up. This is what it looks like.
It comes out looking delicious.
And so I took it, and I took the mushrooms, and you can see the mushrooms look cooked now. And I stuffed them with the pate and added a little grape tomato on top. And you're going to friend's house?
That's
it?
Well, listen, I want to thank you, Karen, and thank you for joining us today. Happy New Year to everyone. And folks, remember, you decide to make it a great 2008 and a healthy one too. I'm Bill Campbell. We're going to eat. So long. This really makes me amazing.